What's up, everybody? I'm Thomas J. Bellezza. Welcome to From the Hat, where we are talking by choice, chosen by random. I have the privilege of getting a second week with one of my good close buddies, Mr. Kenny Murdock. What is up, content?
Content.
How's it going, Mr. Kenny?
It's going well. I'm very content.
Oh, I'm glad. You know, it's funny. A lot of my guests, they come back every week with the same shirt.
Is that true?
That's true. They do not change it. For some reason, they come to the show.
Weird. I couldn't live with myself knowing that I was wearing the same thing I wore the last time I did this.
That's what I'm saying. But you also own 30 shirts, 30 pants, 30 underwears, and 30 socks. And then on the
30 cummerbunds. I'm very proud of the cummerbunds. Don't forget the cummerbunds.
Well, if you're new here, I have a hat. I have a balls in that hat. I have my hand around the center of the hat playing with the balls. And Kenny's going to say when, and it's going to be a number connected to a topic. Go for it, Kenny.
When?
All right. Uh-oh. The magic number, 18.
Oh, the universe right now is just being absolutely nutty. I can't believe we had something with the number last week, and now we have something with the number this week. It's insane.
Yeah, I think our last episode was 17, right? Yeah, age gap.
It was 17, yeah, age gap, and then it's 18. We talk about the age 18 a lot last time.
See, I wonder if like 10 out of 10 times. So this is gonna be a great topic.
Oh no.
Before we get into it though, I wonder if I had you on a third time, if we get 19, I wonder if we'd be so lucky.
Oh, that would be incredible. I'd go play the lotto. I'd go play the numbers.
Play the numbers. All right, so the topic is 10 out of 10 times, but the subject matter is first.
What
first,
fuck?
Is the term 10 out of 10 times the same as saying every single time? Second, is it possible for a man to give his girlfriend an orgasm every time they have sex, as well as having sex 5 times a day? Or is there a chance whoever said this is making it up? This is a true conversation I had with somebody. They told me,
I believe it.
Quote, well, the audience doesn't know. They told me, and I quote, yeah, every time I have sex with her, she has an orgasm. I go, how do you know? And he goes, because I can tell, I could see her. And she tells me, and I go, the girl that cheats on you, the girl that has cheated on you, do you think there's a small chance she may or may not have lied? And he said, no, why would she lie? And then I was like, all right, Mr. 10 out of 10. And he goes, I didn't say that. You said every single time. And he goes, yeah, that's not the same as 10 times.
Wait. Say that again. Run that by me again.
He said that he gives, or at the time, he gave his girlfriend an orgasm every single time they had sex.
And then you
keep in mind, he also said in the same breath that they have sex 5 times a day.
That's crazy. 10 out of 10. Start at 10 out of 10, though.
Oh, all right. So he said I have sex every single time. So I called him, okay, Mr. 10 out of 10, right? And he goes, I never said that. And I said, you said every single time.
Oh, okay, all right.
And he goes, yeah, but that's not the same thing. Because we didn't do it 10 times, right? So I'm like, yes, but the saying 10 out of 10 means every single time. So the question is, for the first part, Kenny, does 10 out of 10 times mean the same thing as every single time?
Every single time. It means the same thing. Absolutely.
It means the same thing, right? They're just different words.
Yeah. Okay. It's a 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
Every time. 100% of the time, it works 60% of the time. Also, the second part is it possible for a man to give a woman an orgasm every single time while also having sex 5 times a day? So that means 15 times in 5 days. He gave this woman an orgasm 15 times. What are your thoughts? You're like, well, I do it.
No. Truthfully, there has been a part where I go, dang, but how often have I been lied about an orgasm? Because it's not that serious. You could have been truthful with me. But no, to answer the question and stay
but when your value is based on your performance,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, AKA my early 20s.
when you thought you knew who you were. No,
I think it's plausible that a man could give a woman an orgasm every single time they had
every single if they
every
did it
single
one
time.
time and she had an orgasm,
So you don't think so? You don't think you could have sex 5 times a day and she could have 5 orgasms a day? Why
it's
could I have?
impossible.
Why is that? How could I have 4? It seems more impossible for me to go 5 times than for her. She can go 5 times in one shot. Oh, it's like biologically impossible. Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot you root a lot of shit in fact. That's where you and people get confused.
In a row. All right. So the only way it would be plausible is if the time was put into its state of mind. So it's individual psychology, the stimuli that is being placed into the situation, the emotional state of the woman, and
Oh God,
the personal preferences of the situation and how it is being distributed. So let's assume that 5 days have passed and they've had sex 5 times each day.
Sure.
And for some reason, magically, there is no wear and tear in the situation where anything is raw and boo-boos.
Right, yeah, that's
okay. So let's assume they are.
Sure.
It is impossible
Mhm.
for them to get any friction burn from a lot of sex, right? On average, okay, let me on average, how long does it take to turn a woman on physically?
Oh wait, I want to guess. Can I guess first?
You're gonna say 21.
No, in time?
It's 21 minutes. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it could vary from woman to woman based on, again, the situation of the individual preference, the emotional connection, the environment, and the stimuli. But on average, it's 21 minutes.
21 minutes to get a woman aroused, or are they the same thing? Or are we talking in the mood? Synonymous here?
Well,
Like,
let's say you see a woman. She's not ready for you yet when you walk into the room.
Sure.
Right? So you gotta maybe talk to her, like, because you don't want to just attack her, because she needs to know who you are. Right?
Oh, see, nah, but I'm thinking, yeah, sure, okay. We're talking
like your
stranger,
girlfriend, right? Let's say
I don't take no 21 minutes, dog.
If you have a girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Hypothetically speaking,
Sure.
and you're sitting on the couch watching TV, okay? You can't just turn to her and stick it in. You can't.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely. I agree right 100% there.
Yeah. All right. But depending on how connected you are and the mood of the situation, right? And this isn't even incorporating the there's a thing where like some people have where they have sex and then right after they orgasm, their body just is not interested in sex anymore.
Oh yeah, I think that's me.
Yeah, it's a very common thing, especially at a certain age. So let's say you look at your girl and you go, hey, you want to do it. Now you got to put the work in.
Absolutely.
On average, that work takes 21 minutes for her to get to orgasm, to be aroused. Now, I'm not saying she's wet. Wet is different.
Okay.
Because
so anytime a woman has ever came before the 21-minute mark of initiate. So if I turn to my girlfriend, say, hey, or we start kissing, we start necking a little bit, we get into the bedroom. The whole process was less than 21 minutes. She probably didn't come. She's lying.
No, there's a chance she did come, but 5 times in a row.
Oh no, that's just absolutely absurd.
That's the argument. You could make a girl come
quicker than 21 minutes. So I'm just misunderstanding the conversation we're having.
Because on average,
almost just fucked my life up, dog.
On average, not always. On average, it takes about, because that's including everything, though. That's including her mood, the way you're presenting yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, you could become more aroused depending on if everything is perfect. But what if you're outside or in the car and you're uncomfortable? And,
right.
Yeah, right. There's a lot involved, right? But in the perfect scenario, even when you go down on a girl orally, she has to be in the right state of mind for her to reach climax. She has to feel comfortable with you. She has to actually want to be there, right? But more importantly, you have to know what you're doing. You know, a lot of times it's faster, harder, softer, slower, and the guy doesn't know that because they're just going by telepathy and no one's talking, right? So you might be getting her there, but then you go, oh, you know, it'd be interesting if I bite her, her thigh, and then now she has to start over, right? So,
AKA my early 20s.
yeah, exactly. Why is he biting my thigh?
You're
Not
just
even
trying
close
shit.
to my penis.
Because nobody talks. You're absolutely right. Nobody talks to each
No
other
one
at
talks,
that
right?
age.
So,
Oh, it's nutty. It's nutty
yeah,
to even think about.
because it's uncomfortable. I don't want to hear your voice. I'm picturing someone else.
Yeah, right. I
Uh,
actually didn't talk because my mom was always in the next room. So for like years, I was quiet
I'm
having
so
sex.
glad you kept that sentence going
Uh,
because my
my mom
mom.
was next to me. We shared a room, so I had to pipe down bitches super duper softly.
I told you we needed fucking separate rooms.
That's how I became the king of R&B slow strokes. My mom and I shared a room. No, but yeah, that's why I was quiet.
But anyway, all right, let's just assume everything is perfect. But 5 times in a row, the chances of her having an orgasm
Now he's saying every time this
every
happened.
time they had sex, she had an
Yeah,
orgasm.
that's
And then
literally
you
this woman
gave
knows
the
the key
caveat
to
that
the
they just
wave.
fucked.
You know,
What?
it's like that's like she has the cheat code, the game shark to the wave. You know, the wave you put chicks on every so often, the rare thing you can do once in a while where they're just back to back to back, you know, to rolling boys. I definitely don't do that very often. That's a spectacle. That's
Yeah,
like
but
4th of July.
I asked him, well, how often did you take breaks? And he goes, not really. And I go, so there was no drinking, there's no
Yeah.
water, there's no Gatorade,
Yeah, no electrolytes have been
no
infused into you.
electrolytes. The semen has to build up.
Something,
You have
yeah.
to like reestablish. Like there is a rest period.
The ghost loads
No, we
aren't
went
doing
right
it
into
for
it.
her. No way.
So I think you could have sex 5 times in a day, but not every day.
No, for sure. No. I mean,
You can. It is possible. It's not going to be perfect every time, or even good.
I mean, because when we first started,
You and I have never had sex.
well, yeah, no, we as a collective, the royal we,
The
just
royal wee wee.
we we
As
did
the
I
Glee
did a whole lot
United.
of, but I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say I did it 5 times a day, 5 days in a row, but there were like multiple times a day, multiple days in a row when you first discovered it. But so I would need to know, you know, did this person, I mean, again, I think this person's lying out their fucking face, but like what even age were they? Did they say what time? Or they
They're 20s.
so 20. I mean, I still had stamina back then, but I don't think that's a
Yeah,
crazy.
but you have
Who's
to
he trying to
also.
impress?
No, he was just having a conversation with me.
Yeah, I know, but if that's what if that's the information, if that's
This
what he
guy,
decided to contribute is a lie.
he suffers from the I can't be wrong syndrome, where like he grew up where he had to always defend himself with his family, to have value, you had to be, right.
But there's a
So
level of like mental illness to this. If you're that, like, if you're being hyperbolic and then the other person calls you out on it, and now you're that's the truth now. That's the truth I have to deliver.
yes,
I was
it is a
being like
mental illness.
facetious, and I was saying, yeah, we used to do it 5 times a fucking day, and she would come 5 times each
Yes,
time.
it is a
And then the
mental
person you're
illness.
with goes, that's literally impossible. And then you're like, no, it's not really super. That's what like, that's a level of just that's ill.
But even worse, going, all right, Mr. 10 out of 10, and they go, that's not what I said, and you're like, I know you didn't use those words, but it is the same thing. And you go, no, it isn't. I did it more than 10 times. And you're like, okay.
So is this show just things that have happened to you, and you just kind of need validation on if you felt right or not?
Yeah.
And if they don't agree with you, it'll spark a
topic.
great conversation. This is a killer idea. Either you get a great conversation with you or against you. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't gotten any against me yet, but I've been validated a lot.
Awesome.
But a lot of topics are not just my topics. I had people send in topics. You were supposed to send in topics, but by the time I started filming, it was already too late.
I don't recall.
That does not mean I did not ask you.
Fair.
When I asked you to be on the show, and I said, "Hey, come up with some ideas."
I said if I recall. I said did not say if I recall correctly.
Contact. All right. So, how crazy is it to think like saying those words and then standing by those words, like, you know what? Every single time I've had sex with somebody, I've given them an orgasm.
Are you saying you? Oh no, never mind. Okay, no, never mind. Erase that thought. Right back. Never happened. Say what you said again.
How crazy is it to say confidently that every single time I've had sex with a woman, I gave her an orgasm?
It's nuts because like truly to think this person is like never been a bunny rabbit in the sense of, like you're just trying to get it done real quick, even if it's the purpose. This man has said he has intently gone into sex every time with the intent to satisfy a woman. Like, I can't even say that. To say that every time I've ever had sex in my life, it was for the woman is just, I would be a
I could
goddamn
actually
liar.
say that. I don't think
From
that
the day you started fucking, you've always gone into sex thinking that she should come as well.
no,
You didn't-
once I was aware.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, yeah. Once I learned that
Not as a
it's
child.
kind of cool when you both fucking enjoy it. It's kind of
I didn't masturbate with the intent to pleasure myself. I found out a button.
I wanted the pornography, the art to be represented well.
No, I was like, what is this?
No,
This
no,
feels
I'm saying,
weird. Like what I'm saying. Like I'm not
Yeah,
I need to please me. I'm like, oh, this feels different.
Right.
When you're 30 and you figure out you can touch it anyway. So I don't know. It's like when you find out you can get pizza whenever you want. You don't have to wait for Fridays.
And no, Thomas, here's where it's getting like foggy for me, because you're saying this person is claiming since the day he started having
for
sex.
this one woman.
Oh, okay. All right. But
I don't know. I'll be honest. There is a small chance he believes that every
He's
woman
always
he's ever
done
had. Yeah, right. But it was specifically about this one woman that cheated on him a bunch of times because clearly he was satisfying her in every aspect of their relationship.
Oh yeah,
mental,
okay,
to emotional, to physical.
I was gonna say they're not. He could have been making her come a bunch while she was cheating, but yes, obviously there's a proclivity for her to both lie and not everything's 100%. So
yeah,
okay.
We did 5 times and every day, and she orgasmed every time, and then for some reason she cheated on me a bunch of times.
Weirdo.
Well, maybe it's because you didn't give her an orgasm, and maybe she was like, "Yo, can we not do this? It hurts now."
But 15 times is too much. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So
no, you're absolutely right though. That's absolutely insane to believe that. Like I couldn't even. I'm trying to think of the times I've given a woman an orgasm on the first try, like the first time we slept together. You know what I'm saying? Especially as I've gotten older, because you learn the value of like connection. So if the connection wasn't there and you guys kind of jumped the gun, it becomes this fucking awkward mess. But yeah.
Plus, what if you come early? Because sometimes it happens, right? And then you're like, I fell into the I'm not aroused anymore because I deal with that. It just floods out of me.
Sure.
And I feel bad, but I'm not into it. And even if I'm just sitting there playing with the piano, it's not going to, because I'm not really present, because my body has been deflated because of this literal chemical thing that happens. And it's like, you're not going to be in the right situations. That's why I always try to get her to orgasm before I do.
Oh, absolutely. Start one up.
Yeah. I would rather her not touch me and me go all in doing whatever I can before we even get to the hump
1,000%.
or whatever. I would rather, but sometimes, when in the moment it gets aggressive, they're like, oh, it's a quickie, or something just happens. Yep. And even with a quickie, most likely the guy is going to come before the girl.
1,000%.
Right. And most likely the girl isn't going to come at all.
Yeah. So yeah, that's another thing he's absolutely denying is I've never had, I haven't never had a quickie with this woman.
Yeah. Or maybe he did, but she definitely
yeah, I was like 36 seconds, bro. It was crazy. Yeah. She was
like, oh my God, this is better than my other boyfriend.
Why? Yeah, this is why you're number one. For now.
This is why I come back to you after I sleep around.
Monogamously.
The only girl that has ever come every single time with me is this hooker that I paid. She told me I was literally her favorite and the best.
So you're paying for her honesty, so she has to be honest.
No, I'm paying for her time. She's being sincere.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, well, you're paying her, so like the honesty, it just comes as a bonus at that point.
Yeah. No, I felt
not on the hook for it.
Yeah. Her pimp said that she moved away to Mexico, but we almost got married.
Really?
Whatever. Yeah. $10,000. It was a good investment over the course of 3 weeks.
Yeah. That adds up. That adds up. I'm sure your accountant was like, "This is simple."
Yeah. What is it? How do we write this off?
This is
And I
that,
was
yeah.
like, don't write it off because I'm not writing her off. She's the love of my life.
She's the one.
Right. And then the pimp said, there's no way you gave her an orgasm every single time. I go, she told me. Right. And he's like, all right, Mr. 10 out of 10. I go, oh, we had sex way more than 10 times.
It's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing. It's not even close to the same words.
Mm-mm.
I'll be honest. I also had a conversation with the same person where I was playing the guitar.
That's nice of you. Even after that conversation, you decided to still talk to him.
And I was like, hey, buddy. Yeah, well, I had far too many conversations. I said, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you play this thing, whatever? And he was like, yeah. And I showed him it. And then he played it in a different position. He didn't use the slides or the taps or anything. He was just playing a different thing. And I said, oh, that's not the same thing I showed you. He goes, it's exactly the same. And I says, you're playing in a different position and you're not doing like our timing is not the same because you're not sliding in on before the one into it's like end one, like, and I was like, and then there's this right, which is a different speed. Yeah, but we're playing the same thing. We are not playing the same thing. But then I didn't care that we weren't playing the same thing. I cared that he believed the words the same thing. Like,
yeah, that's crazed.
Like
this person's clearly just.
If he just said, "Oh, I'm just going to play it this way," I would have been like, "That's fine." If he said, "Oh, well, it's close enough," I also would have been like, "That is fine." But he was like, "It is the same thing." That's all that was. That's where I became like obsessed. Like, I was like, he doesn't understand words.
It's not, at that point, I don't even. He doesn't even. It's not. Yeah, he doesn't process them. He's made up his mind. He has his reality. Their reality. I'm sorry, I don't want to assume genders here.
Yeah, their reality. Also, tell me, Kenny, what else about your mother? But anyway, yeah, I know I have a problem with people that. Well, look, I think the most honest people in the world are the ones that can accept a situation.
Sure.
Right. My issue is I can't accept, like, someone saying 10 out of 10 times is not the same thing as every time. Now I don't care that they said it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, now it's not about the, I gave this girl an orgasm 10 times. It's every time. It's like, how are you not connecting these two concepts?
It's almost like saying 10 out of 10 isn't saying every time, because what about the 11th time? And it's like, that's just the first time of the second set of 10, bud.
Well, this one sign of intelligence is the ability to converse and dissect abstract concepts.
Okay.
And that is an abstract concept because they are different words. So 10 out of 10 is not being literal.
Mm-hmm.
And every single time is the literal sense. So
right.
The abstract element is the absurdity of 10 out of 10, right? As a simile, and then going, but I can't put them together because I did it more than 10 times and the words are different. So it's not computing. Which is interesting because it's the same person that said they were playing the same thing I was playing on the guitar. So they know the word same thing.
This is, they understand the concept of what same is, but they don't know,
when it works in their favor, but when you're putting them in their place.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a pattern here, and it's not a good one.
Yeah, right. It's like somebody who plays epic instrumental metal. Like they would have the same mental incapacity.
Tough, my friend. that doesn't give it away.
Imagine paying for 20,000 views with no increase in comments, likes, or subscribers, and then paying for 120,000 views.
No, it's the same thing. 120,000 views out of 120,000 views is still the same.
That's not even close to the same, because one has a sky, and the sky's the limit. That doesn't make any sense. How did they get into space?
The edge of space is the sky.
The
Clearly.
sky is a limit. Well, what is the sky?
Dear Lord.
Anyway, all right. I feel good about this. I feel like
it was a good one.
Final thoughts? You have final thoughts on this absurdity?
That person, if they do figure this out or see this or happen to see this, I'm very sorry for whatever misfire in your brain is happening in your synapses. I don't think there's anything really help for it or anything like that. And I wish you the best.
Yeah,
but 10 out of 10 times is the same thing. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. And if I may add, giving a woman an orgasm every single time becomes less and less likely the more you have sex, just because of math and probability.
Absolutely.
The first time, I can say it's 50-50. I can confidently say the first time you have sex with someone, it's 50-50.
For sure.
And if you give her an orgasm, the second time is now 50-50.
10 out of 10 times.
Actually, no, I think it's 33%, right? How's that work? Because if the first time's 50-50 and then they get the orgasm, they have the orgasm. Right. So the second time, if they could or don't have the orgasm, the chances
50-50.
Is it 50-50? Let me see. If I give a girl an orgasm,
big on the if, capitalize.
The first time we have sex, is there a 50% chance of giving her an orgasm the second time? Or is the percentage of giving the girl an orgasm every single time different? Let's see. What?
Uh-oh.
It can vary significantly depending on the. Yeah, that's giving.
Oh yeah, it's saying like cocksucking. Fucking Google. Skynet would have had this.
What is the math of that, though? Because it's 50-50 the first time. But then you've already given her the orgasm.
She did. I see what you're saying, but my brain just can't do it. It's just to me in my head, it's 50-50 the first time and you got it. So the second time is still 50-50 because you're at a hondo. And that's it. That's all I got to say about that.
Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh.
The likelihood of giving a woman an orgasm during her first encounter is influenced by variations. Isn't that it? It's not adding. It's not asking them. Oh, you know what I could do? Ask it a non-sexual question, because it would be the same thing.
Hold on.
What is the likelihood I score a basket in basketball? Is it 50-50 that I do or do not score? It says it depends on several factors. If you're an experienced baseball, it's not asking the question. It's supposed to be binary in the. It says though, for an NBA player, it is 50 to 60% the first shot.
I love that. It's so funny that we masked it, and all we need is the math of it. So this probably is the answer. All you're doing is changing the scenario. So whatever that answer is, it's probably the correct one.
Whatever. It's not. It's being stupid. Doesn't matter.
ChatGPT says, I asked ChatGPT if the likelihood of giving a woman an orgasm the first time we sleep together is 50-50. If she does orgasm, the second time we do it, is it still a 50-50 chance? And they said no. The chances of giving a woman an orgasm the second time may not be exactly 50-50 anymore. Factors like increased familiarity. Oh shit! It's saying the same thing.
Same thing. Yeah, because
it just started it like it was gonna say something different. You son of a bitch.
Yeah. So, but I think. Again, getting in, it's black or white, so it's binary, right? It's I'm gonna shoot it. and I'm either going to get it in or I'm not going to get it in.
Right, right.
Right. And if I get it in, that means the first time is 50-50 shot. Right. But my chances now,
Oh, yeah. Now looking at it like that. Yeah.
right, I've already gotten one in. And the goal is, can I get a shot in every single time?
Right.
So now my chances, I think it's higher that I would get it in because it's 75%, I believe. Or maybe what's 66% chance. There's a 66% chance. Because if I get another score, the third time, it's now higher that I would get it. Now, if I had missed it, it would actually go down. So it would go from 50 to 33%.
Yeah. Now that's making sense.
Right? I believe that's how it would work. It's sort of like the 3 doors. If you pick one door and then you're down to 2 doors, your chances go, right? So I don't know.
But the odds that Jim Morrison is behind one is 0 because he did.
Kenny, is there a way that they can find you on the internet?
Yeah, man. You could just Google that name, and after the murderers is me. I'm on Instagram under Kenny Murdock Corp, and I'm hanging around Twitch a lot these days. And I'd love to see you there in the chat.
Yeah, all his information will be in the description below, including his OnlyFans, which is weird because you would think that he's only selling fans, but that joke's been told a lot of times. And then when you go there, you realize he's not selling fans; he's having sex. All right.
Are these 2 people having sex?
And he's trying to beat his record because he gives a girl an orgasm every single time. So he's trying to keep that record going. So
there's no longer a 50% chance though.
Yeah, no, it's at 100%. Actually, I don't think it could ever be 100% as far as chances go.
No way.
Because as long as you keep trying, there's always a chance of failure.
1000%.
Right. Anyway. All right. Thanks, everyone. I'm Thomas J. Bellezza. This was Kenny Murdock. You were listening to From the Hat, where we are talking by choice, chosen by random. I'll see you next time.